Hey friends, guess what? We are on our last story from the New Testament portion of the Jesus Storybook Bible for kids. And so this is pretty exciting. This is kind of the grand finale for this section. Not the end of our videos, but the grand finale for this section. And so we are going to be talking about heaven and when Jesus comes back. And so it's a pretty exciting story. So that's why I wore my bright color just as a celebration of this little looking forward to the party that's going to last forever. In fact, you look in the background there, you see this is a place called Puente de Dios in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. And it's one of the most beautiful places I've been. And so when I think of paradise, I think of that place, Puente de Dios. And I think of the new heaven and the new earth that God is going to create. So if you think back on when God created the original Garden of Eden, how it was paradise, it was amazing. Well, just think God's going to recreate the earth, and so it'll be like that again, where it's going to be paradise again. And for everyone that's part of God's family, that is going to be where we can live forever and ever. The new earth and the new heaven. But you're wondering, how do we know about that? Well, it's from today's story in the Bible. And so, in the Jesus Storybook Bible, we are on page 342. This is a dream of heaven. John sees into the future from Revelation 1, 5, 21, and 22. So I recommend, if you want to learn more about heaven later on, go back and read Revelation 21 and 22. It's a beautiful picture of the new heaven and new earth that God's going to have for us in the future. Okay, so page 342, we begin. John was one of Jesus' helpers. He was old now and living on an island, which might sound nice, except it was a prison. The leaders put him there to stop him from talking about Jesus, but I'm sure you don't think a little thing like being in a cell, in a prison, on an island, in the middle of an ocean could stop God's plan, do you? Well, one morning, Jesus appeared right there in John's cell. Jesus' eyes were bright, shining like the sun.
I'm going to show you a secret, John,
Jesus said.
About when I come back.
His voice was like the sound of rushing waters.
Write down what you see so God's children can read it and wait with happy excitement.
Then Jesus gave John a beautiful dream. Except, John was wide awake, and what he saw was real, and one day, it would all come true. I see a throne, and on the throne is a king, and the king is Jesus. All around the throne, people are bowing down. They're giving him their treasures. There are loud cheers and clapping. Clapping and bright laughter like 1,000 waterfalls. And everyone bursts out singing a new song. This is our King, the Lamb who died, so we don't have to. Our rescuer. All honor and glory forever and ever. And every creature everywhere, in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea, joins in. And then, from all around, a wide, immense, beautiful silence. And I see Satan, God's horrible enemy, thrown down, defeated. I see a sparkling city shimmering in the sky, glittering, glowing, coming down from heaven and from the sky. Heaven is coming down to earth. God's city is beautiful. Walls of topaz, jasper, sapphire. Wide streets paved with gold. Gleaming pearl gates that are never locked shut. Where's the sun? Where's the moon? They aren't needed anymore. God is all the light people need. No more darkness. No more night. And the king says,
Look, God and his children are together again. No more running away or hiding. No more crying or being lonely or afraid. No more being sick or dying. Because all those things are gone. Yes, they're gone forever. Everything sad has come untrue. And see, I have wiped away every tear from every eye.
And then a deep, beautiful voice that sounded like thunder in the sky says,
Look, I am making everything new.
It was hard to squeeze all John saw into words, and fit it onto a page, and cram it into a book. All the words on all the pages of all the books in all the world would never be enough.
I am the beginning,
Jesus said.
And the ending.
One day, John knew, heaven would come down and mend God's broken world and make it our true, perfect home once again. And he knew in some mysterious way that would be hard to explain that everything was going to be more wonderful for once having been so sad. And he knew that the ending of the story was going to be so great, it would make all the sadness and tears and everything seem like just a shadow that is chased away by the morning sun.
I'm on my way,
said Jesus.
I'll be there soon.
John came to the end of his book, but he didn't write the end. Because, of course, that's how stories finish. And this one's not over yet. So instead he wrote, Come quickly, Jesus, which perhaps is really just another way of saying, to be continued. So what's exciting is for everyone that's part of God's family, there is a heaven and an earth that is going to welcome us for eternity. There will be no more tears, no more pain, no more sadness if we are part of God's family. And so that is why God has made a way for anyone who wants to accept Jesus' gift. That gift of living a perfect life that we couldn't live, of dying on the cross to take the punishment that we deserve, and then being raised again. That gift of taking our penalty so that we can be saved without taking the penalty ourselves. If we will have faith that Jesus did it and we don't have to earn it, and we'll just say, yes, Jesus, I want your gift. I know I can't do it. I say yes to you. I want you to be King of my life and Lord of my life. Well, here's what John 1:12 through 13 says. So this is from the Gospel of John, and it's a paraphrase. It says, For everyone who says yes to Jesus, for everyone who believes what Jesus said, for anyone who will just reach out to take it, then God will give them this wonderful gift. To be born into a whole new life, to be who they really are, who God always made them to be, their own true selves, God's dear child. Because you see, the most wonderful thing about this story is, it's your story too.